All right, welcome to this first live session for the first trading day in this trading week. Last week, the market left us with very slow price action, a momentumless market, and of course, we have inherited that for this first trading day. Okay, sorry, this first trading day, of course, this first trading day in this first trading week. Today being Monday, we actually need to see price moving momentum in order to give us those valid trading setups for us to trade more profitably. But today is Monday, and usually the first trading day in the week goes very slow. Again, if you look into the Forex Factory economical calendar, you will see that today is a free trading day. There is no high impact news event or economic event that is taking place for today, so the market will tend to go slow as well. We might not really see much happening for today. Okay, so don't spend much of screen time watching the forex chart, the MT4 247, because today might likely be a slow day. Okay, all right, over the weekend we thought the US government shutdown was going to cause much havoc, especially for all American dollar crosses, but not really much of a market gaps. We only saw some gaps, but not really much to cause some disaster. But at any rate, we are back and we'll be analyzing the markets right now. Okay. All right, let's look into the Forex Factory just to see those currency pairs that are weak and those that are strong. As you know, Forex traders, we do trade the markets combining weak currency pairs and strong ones. So we are now looking into the Forex currency index. Okay, the Forex currency index. This indicator actually measures those are strong currencies. As you can see, those in green lights, those ones are showing the green numbers right there. Those are the strong currencies against those weak currencies, those in red light. Okay. All right, so as we can see here, in the very short time frame, that's let's say from the 30 minutes downwards, if you are a trader trading within the 30 minutes, 15 minutes and 5 minutes time frames, the weakest of all currency here is the euro. The euro in the very short time frame, short term. Let me just get that right. Okay, in the very short term, the euro is the euro and the Swiss franc. That's 30 minutes to 5 minutes, and the Swiss franc are the weakest, whereas the American dollar and the Canadian dollar and the Canadian dollar are the strongest. Okay, in the very short time frame, in the very short term, if you are trading between the 30 minutes to the 5 minutes time frames, these are the weakest and strongest currency pairs for now as at this time. That means if you are looking to the euro, let's say you are looking into the euro against the American dollar right now, anything between the 5 minutes to the 30 minutes time frame, since the American dollar is strong, this is stronger than the euro, you are going to see price pushing to the downside. Okay, that's in the very short term. The directional bias based on the forex currency index is to the downside. The euro is weaker than the American dollar. That means the American dollar is quite stronger. Okay, same thing applies to let's say the euro against the Canadian dollar. The euro against the Canadian dollar. Just combine this and this. Okay, the directional bias, because the Canadian dollar is stronger than the euro, the directional bias from the between the 30 to the 5 minutes time frame will also be to the downside. That's how that works. Well, we are not a very short-term traders, so we are not going to be looking into that chart. All right, we won't do that. You can confirm that from your end. That is what you might be seeing on the chart. All right, so in the medium term, let's just group the 1 hour and the 4 hours time frames as the medium term. All right, I know that the 1 hour time frame tends to fall within the short term, but for now I am going to keep it in the medium term. What's the strongest here? The sterling pounds, you can see that, and the Australian dollar. What's the weakest? We have the Swiss franc right there, -5. The Canadian dollar. In the medium term, you can see the American dollar is weak, whereas in the short term it is strong. Okay, in the medium term it is weak. The Canadian dollar in the medium term is also weak. So strong, medium term, strongest, that's strength. We have the sterling pounds and the Australian dollar. Weakest, we have the Swiss franc, the Canadian dollar, and the American dollar. So you might want to just note that down. So if you are looking into the sterling pounds against the American dollar, since the sterling pound is strong, the American dollar is quite weak. In the very medium term, 1 hour, 4 hours time frame, you'll see that price is actually heading to the upside. Similarly, the Australian dollar against the American dollar, price should be up. The Australian dollar against the Swiss franc, a price should be up within those time frames. Okay, as you know, if, those of you who are hector traders, we usually come to this forex currency index, the forex currency index, whenever we find a valid setup. Okay, once we find a valid setup in line with our trading strategies, that is when we come back here just to check if this forex currency index is in support of our directional bias. Okay, all right, and remember again, the forex currency index should be applied for very best results. You want to apply this in a trending market. Whenever prices are pushing in one direction to the upside, this will clearly show you strength, okay, and weakness. If it is the euro against the American dollar, you are actually going to see the euro being strong here and the American dollar being weak. Okay, so since we have not gotten any valid setup in a trending market condition, we are not going to be taking any readings here. And of course, you don't want to go click on your buy button simply because the sterling pounds is stronger than the Canadian dollar. So you're moving into the sterling pounds against the Canadian dollar, straight on click on your buy button. You really do not want to do that. You always want to see a valid setup. Okay, a valid breakout setup for today, because price has been in ranges. We need trends, at least 2 up days or 2 down days, to search for a valid London open breakout setup. Okay, all right, let's take a general look into the charts, just a few charts, so we can move on. There is no need wasting our time looking into what doesn't really exist. All right, the American dollar against the Japanese yen. This is the 1 hour time frame. So you can see price has been in a mix. Let's just compress this chart a bit. Price has been flat. It has been sideways for quite some time. Here you have a down day, here you have a flat day, then you have an up day, you have a down day, another down day right here. Okay, today we don't know what is going to be, but generally price has flat within that line, taking to one direction. In this type of market condition, it is difficult to trade. All right, let's see the daily time frame. That's for the past few days. Okay, that we were looking at. Our prices are sideways. This is our most obvious level of resistance, but I doubt if price is really going to make that pullback any longer. I don't see that happening because we are already finding some sort of congestion here, some form of congestion right there. Okay, just give me a minute. Let me sort this out. Just 1 second. Let me sort this out. All right, I'm back. Let's continue. Now, this range here, we are already seeing what might probably be a type of a channel. That pullback might not happen. So all of the setup that we are following here is likely to have been validated. We might not find any valid entry with that. Now, in the 4 hours time frame, it is really not fully developed yet. I cannot really keep this a trend line. We can't keep this trend line because price has not taken out the previous swing low, so this trend line will not be valid. But if price is able to come back down, take out the previous swing low, then we are going to keep this trend line. But for now, it is not valid yet, so just delete it. We are not going to overstuff our chart with too many lines. All right, in the time frame, what do we have? I'm going to take out some lines right now, so we can see the market is flat. So let's just pick our obvious levels of support and resistance. This is our level of resistance there. Friday's low, we can keep that as a support. Let's just keep 2 levels. I wouldn't want to keep this one. So this is what we should have. This one here, if price breaks this one, then we can draw this one. So let's just keep 2 lines. Had that mini trend, that little trend right in the 1 hour time frame. Okay, that's what is happening right now. These 2 down days, this was a little trend. 2 down days, the trend line got broken. Price seems to be pushing to the upside. Well, but it's a very slow. Okay, that's on the American dollar against the Japanese yen. You had a buy at 11127. It all depends on the trading strategy you are trading, but for us, the market is too quiet. 11127. 11127. That's quite okay. It should be sitting on a small loss right now. Your entry should be somewhere around in here. Well, the good thing is that price is heading towards your entry. Okay, this trend here has been broken, and over the weekends we analyzed the American dollar against the Japanese yen for a possible push to the upside, but that is not going to be happen very smoothly. Let me see. Let me just look at this. Okay, so now for the American dollar against the Japanese yen, your entry is somewhere in here. In my opinion, the market right now is not good for trading based on our trading strategies. I don't really know the type of strategy you are trading, but price is likely going to push up to somewhere in there. My recommendation is to close that trade out. Just close it out completely, because around in there, price is likely to begin to come back down. All right, so there's a possible level of resistance around that area. Price is actually heading to retest that point for a possible bounce. So simply close the trade out and wait for better market conditions. All right, this little trend has been broken for those of you who are trend collapse traders. It's happening in the 30 minutes time frame. That's the trend, the outer trend line right here. We got the breakout, pullback, price is now pushing to the upside. Although a very low volume market right here, we will not trade that. It is too small a trend for us to trade. All right, the euro against the Australian dollar. This is the 1 hour time frame. Let's look into the daily time frame. In the daily time frame, price has been in a range there. Okay, in a range and sitting around a weekly level of support. This range in market behavior is what we are talking about. Lower market volume, price is not taking to any direction. It is quite difficult to trade, but at any rate, price is sitting around that weekly level of support, so it is not an area to click on your sell button. Let's see the 4 hours time frame. In the 4 hours time frame, this is a key level of resistance. Let's just be more specific, but we are keeping that with a red line for now. In the 1 hour time frame, we are in that range. These are the type of ranges that we see. In the past few days, you can see a range there, a little push to the downside, another range. Trends are not really sustained because there is not enough volume in the market. It is our responsibility to continue to wait until we find our best trading opportunities. Right, so euro against the Australian dollar, nothing here. That's the market condition. If you're a range trader, then you want to wait around these levels. Support to go long, resistance to go short. Well, but these are very risky trading pattern. They are not high quality. We will not trade that. Okay. All right, next one, the Australian dollar against the Swiss franc. Compress this chart a bit. You can see again sideways price action, sideways price action. Difficult market condition for forex traders. Let's see the daily time frame. Price is trading around heavy level of resistance, so you should not be going long against that area of resistance. That is resistance there. Price could find some bounces off that level, more so that we are already finding this type of a reversal pattern, this channel formation right there. Okay, even if price makes further pushes to the upside, it could find resistance somewhere there to bounce back down. So be careful going long in the Australian dollar against the Swiss franc. Currently we are in this range, sideways price behavior. This is a crowded market. It is difficult to trade in this type of market, and very slowly moving price action there. In the 4 hours time frame, let's keep this as our key level of support. We can also just draw this as a flat bottom triangle. Let me take out these lines. Okay, now that's the level of support. This is a potential level of resistance. You can see how price found resistance there, resistance here. Currently retesting that level as resistance. Again, no value setup for us, no trade. Let me take out this and select out. Finding price around this level of resistance. We are not range traders, so we are not going short around that level. It is a low quality pattern. It doesn't fall within our trading strategies, so we are not taking any entry right here. In the 1 hour time frame, this is the most obvious level of support. This one here, Friday's low, so we just keep it there. This is clearly mocking markets, so we are not taking any trades here, even though this is a potential level of resistance. Just trying to show you the market conditions so far. Next one is the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. You can also see this very sideways market behavior here. Swing up, swing down. No solid trend, no nice breakouts from ranges. In the daily time frame, found a rising trend line. Support there, support. If price comes back down, could find support as well. Not a good place to click on your sell button yet, because support is just below, you might be clashing with that level of support. In the 4 hours time frame, quite a difficult one here to analyze, so we'll keep this high as our level of resistance. Right, nothing else. Let's see the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, let's keep these lows here. That's our key level of support. We can also draw a possible flat bottom triangle, maybe that, but really not looking nice. But let's wait for the breakout. Okay, let's wait for the breakout of that flat bottom triangle. Support there, support there, support looks good. If price breaks down, gives us a pullback, we'll be looking for our short entry right there. For now, nothing. Price is still within that range. The euro against the Japanese yen. Let's look at this. You can see clearly price has been flat for a few days, sideways, with this boundary here as resistance, this here as support. Before we analyze the 1 hour time frame, okay, you can clearly see that in the daily time frame. Look at the congestion candles we have around that point, and that is why price has not been moving anywhere. So let's keep this level. And keep this obvious swing high, or just keep this falling level. Delete this. Okay, we've been warned several times not to trade in quiet markets. So this is just one of it. It's a sideways price behavior, so do not trade there. Let's avoid it for now. All right, let's see the New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. Well, it is our belief that the New Zealand dollar should be losing some strength going forward. This pair is actually at a hot zone where we should be searching for short opportunities. We have analyzed this over the weekend. You can see that point of confluence around in there. That's the point of confluence. Price is challenging that level of resistance and could bounce back down. So do not click on your buy button around here. You should be searching for a short opportunity. We actually analyzed this over the weekend. In the 1 hour time frame, this is our key level of support, a very nice level of support, and we'll be waiting for price to break that level of support to look for short entries. For now, still a very mixed one. Just avoid it for now. The New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen, we are involved in this trade. We took an entry here. We are still anticipating a possible downward push in the very long term. So we are holding this trade, keeping this trade to run. We have not taken any action to close this trade yet, so just keep it open, even though we are finding ourselves within that congestion area. So we'll just keep it. Based on the long-term market analysis, price is likely to come back down. Even in the 1 hour time frame, what is likely to happen today, because we are seeing a little channel formation in the 1 hour time frame. This is a pullback. It's a pullback. Anywhere there, price should drop back down. Okay, so stay bearish with the New Zealand dollar against Japanese yen. We are still holding this trade. We will keep it running. So this is the point of reference in the 1 hour time frame. If price makes any retracement to that trend line, it could find resistance and come back down. All right, that's the only trade we are holding based on this live session. The Australian dollar against the Canadian dollar is something we are following again for today. Price is reacting off that key level of daily resistance, so it is the best point to search for short entries. In the 4 hours time frame, let's keep this level more accurately. The 1 hour time frame, we have a nice level of support. It's an area. We'll keep that. If price is able to break below, well, we'll be looking to squeeze little pip, even though there is this level of a 4 hours of support. So let's just wait for the breakout. This is a key level of support, but price is reacting off the daily level of resistance, so it is likely to go back down. So just keep that. Do not go long on that pair for now. The Australian dollar against the New Zealand dollar. We have analyzed this over the weekend. In the 4 hours time frame, we kept this level here. 1 hour time frame, we kept this double top here, looking for a possible breakout to the upside. If price is able to break to the upside, any pullback, will be looking for that continuation move. Okay, so that is it. But price is just still at that range, still in the range. No trade for us at this time. Finally, let's just look into the euro against the American dollar. We also had analyzed this over the weekend for a possible channel formation. The market opened with that gap. This is not a nice channel. Let's delete that. We can keep this this level here. Also keep this one right here. Might just keep a final one here. Okay, in the daily time frame, well, the directional bias right now is not clear enough. You can see that multiple candle congestion. Those are the type of market situation you want to run away from. If you are involved in a short trade, try to protect that trade as early as possible, or just get out of it completely. There is no clear directional bias. In the very long term, we have talked about price being bullish, but with this hesitation in the daily time frame, it is best to wait for price to present a valid setup. For now, there is no valid setup for us. The market has been sideways. It has been sideways, and this area here is possible support. So if price is able to push to somewhere in here, don't be surprised to see another bounce to this area, which has been acting as resistance. Okay, so let me just show you this. The euro against the American dollar. Let's use our shape. That's the area I was talking about. This other area as well. So if you are short, you should be looking to take your profits right now. Anywhere around in here, price can bounce back up, and anywhere around this area, price can also bounce back down. The fact remains that price is sideways. For the euro against the American dollar, there is no clear directional bias. Okay, that's basically all. Like I said, there is no need to waste our time looking into the charts. Let's just wait until the market condition improves. Okay, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or contributions, do not hesitate to post them in the live chat window or even in the Telegram group, and we will discuss there all together. Once again, thank you, and do have a fantastic trading day. Bye bye.